Good morning, party people. Had an amazing time yesterday at the Volvo meet, Davis, California. Man, they had a lot of cars. If somebody knows how many cars was registered to attend that'd be interesting information to find out. I got up there a little later than I wanted to. I thought 10 o'clock would be a good time. I got there 11. So many cars was in the show display area. Couldn't even get in. They just had locked or blocked the entrance to that area. Walked around a little bit, seen where they could have got a couple more cars in, but I guess they were just done with that. So I just began to walk around, and somebody recognized me, which I'm kind of used to, but I wasn't used to the fact that it was a cousin of mine I hadn't seen in 18 years. So that was a surprise at a Volvo meet. And then I ran into David Bellows, and we talked for a couple minutes, and he maybe was volunteering to help with everything and was able to get me in. So I was able to maneuver my car off the street, get it into the area where it was easier for me to mingle with people, let people check out my new-to-me ride, raffle off a couple of Hot Wheels that I signed, and man, just had a great time. Ran into a couple of people that had helped in the area. So, man, I don't know why people don't go to those things. If you're an enthusiast, you'd really enjoy it. I even seen Dan Irish there with his new puppy, one of his new dogs, and his big old wolfhound. So that was a lot of fun. And seeing David Bellows there, hanging out for a little bit, and just seeing all the cars and how people take care of them in different ways. I didn't know that people was putting Ford V8s in some of these 240s. Seen a lady there, she had a big old V8 Ford engine in her 240. And one thing I did notice, people do not have shame in putting Propuses on their cars, man. A lot of different Volvos with Propuses on them. So anyway, I'm going to try to get on the move this morning, get down there, finish as much as I can on that manual swap. Having a good time in California. Catch you later. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. What are you driving? Gran Turismo. Here we go, party people, back at it. Probably going to finish with this manual swap today. But man, I got a bunch of other stuff need to be done. And I did not sleep well after jacking around this rat bedding all day. That stuff is nasty. Had my sinuses jacked up half the night. Forgot my sunglasses out here, so I didn't have them on the ride down here. When I left, the sun had fallen. But let me work on getting this transmission hung and mounted and get this interior stuff done. Run these cables and stuff while I got a little room here, and keep this train going. I'm gonna put the engine support brace on first, because right now the engine is on a jack stand. That's not real good. The guide bolt. Remember last time I hung a transmission, I tried it with one, didn't work as well. So I decided to make another guide bolt. Cut the head of this bolt off. Took me about, 5-8 minutes. Saw that off. Cut a slit in it with my new Milwaukee hacksaw blade, man. So I'm gonna put this in the engine here and hopefully guide this transmission on with this. It'll be easier, hopefully. I'm gonna try to round those edges off with some sandpaper real quick. I got the support bar back in place. I got my flywheel installed and torqued. I got a guide pin there, a guide pin there. Where is that guide pin at? Oh, there it is. I see it now. And I'm getting ready to remove the stuff from under here, install my clutch kit, torque it on, then slide that transmission on. I am going to move this bracket over to the manual transmission before I install it. It's the same as the auto transmission. Lately I've had several people comment about a pilot bearing in these 850s. I didn't know they had one, but it appears that that's it right there. You see the little clip that can be taken out, and this one actually has a little in and out play in it. It's pulled out. I just pushed it in, pulled it back out. I've never replaced one. This transmission looks like it hadn't been installed on a car in quite a while. It's missing this vinyl clip there, fork clip. That may or may not be a problem. I'm getting ready to change this throwout bearing here. The surface of this is oxidated, pretty dirty. You gotta clean that off before you made it up to the engine, or you'll lose the ground. This car may not start. This is going on a car with the ABS module, 96, 97 model, so it doesn't need this speed sensor hooked up. This is the speed sensor for the 93, 94, and 95 cars. You can take that bolt out, slide the speed sensor out, and replace that on those cars. Since this has an ABS module, it doesn't use that speed sensor, and since it doesn't have an automatic transmission, it does not need that speed gearing sensor that plugs in on top that helps the TCU tell the computer when to shift gears. That's not necessary on these cars that are converted to manual. So you'll get a check engine light because you don't have that, and it's not getting correct gear ratios from an automatic transmission. Speed shifting points. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. Make sure this guide pin is not in the engine. I have another guide pin on the back of the engine. I did notice on the car. Clean this up, spray it down, get it installed. I got the clutch kit installed and torqued. So I see I have a guide pin on the front and a guide pin on the back. Oh man, the glare. It's not gonna work for me. I'm gonna have to get the guide pin out of this transmission to get this to work. Also, since I hit this with a Scotch-Brite pad, I'm going to spray all that stuff out with brake parts cleaner. That Scotch-Brite pad material is nasty. It'll eat away at stuff. I don't want it eating away at any of my moving parts in here. So let me spray this out and get this thing mounted. The owner came by, brought a 19T. Man, I'm telling you, when you decide to do performance mods, you got to go all the way or don't go at all. The manifold that comes on these engines, these 850s, they are not designed to put out 300 plus horsepower. And when somebody purchases a 19T, I promise you, they intend to hit 300 horsepower. So, I said all that to say this. This guy needs an exhaust manifold on this car. Either an R or a Japanifold. I don't think you can get 300 horsepower out of the stock exhaust. But this exhaust has been changed. Looks like it's got a racing cat on it from the pre-cat back. Man, he needs an R or a Japanifold exhaust manifold. And then he would be good to have an angle flange. If you don't have an angle flange, you're still using a straight flange, you definitely want to have a 3-inch downpipe so you don't choke your turbo at the downpipe. Anyway, let me get this transmission on, get a few other things done, and go pick up an exhaust manifold from CJ. Those guide pins really help get this transmission on. I had the transmission jack too high. It took me a while to realize that. I got it lowered, then I was able to actually from up top wiggle this thing on and slide that transmission on through the clutch and then onto those guides. And once I slid it on the guides, went pretty easy. Put a bolt in it here, went down the bottom, put a bolt in it down there. Now I'm gonna remove these two guides. I could pull that one out with my finger. This one's a little tighter back here, so I'm gonna have to put a screwdriver on that one back there and pull that one out. Unfortunately, I need a part. So I was planning on working another 3 hours, but the part's an hour and a half away, and the place closes at 6. So I'm gonna have to shut this down, clean up what I can, and go get that part, and hopefully start this early tomorrow morning so I can gain some ground on it, because the owner of this facility here doesn't want this hood up with all this stuff showing. So I'm gonna wrap it up like I did last night and call it a day. Man, tough when you're working out in the field, far away from what you need, but it is what it is. Chop chop, gotta go. Kind of hard working out here in the field. I wasn't watching what I was doing. Set my glasses on the ground, stepped on my glasses. Man, all kind of crazy stuff going on. Nah, just kidding. Didn't step on my glasses. I don't know where those glasses came from. But time's out. I gotta go get a part and a tool. I'm gonna shut this down and try to get started early tomorrow. I didn't get here till almost, 1 o'clock today, and it's already after 4. Done for the day, pretty much like I left it yesterday. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.